Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again, back in Beam. Today I got some things to show you for the motor I was working on last episode, or last video I did of this, so it's now quite a bit more customizable, hence its name, Customizable Forward Motor. So if we take a look here, we can see there's a few intake options, just a few. Let's go over some of the new ones. I have added the 1071 Roots Blower from Blaze Pack. So this takes us from 1500 horsepower up to almost 2000. Not bad. We have the naturally aspirated intake, also from Blaze Pack. I asked and he said, sure, go ahead, put it on. Now we go from 1900 horsepower to 900 horsepower. I've also added the quad carburetors from the front bar stow from the front engines add-on pack. So if you have front engines and adjustable add-ons, you'll be able to put on the quad carbs and get up to 1000 horsepower. So not bad. And then we come up to the big boy. We got the drag blower from the front drag top fuel motor, also from front engines pack. So if you have adjustable add-ons and front engine, you get the drag blower. Look at this. Pretty sick looking. Gets you way too much power. You can see we've bumped up to almost 4900 horsepower from standard. And this is a little bit insane, just to say the least. So if you want actual insanity, you go for this option here. So that's that. The next big thing I've done is if we go down here to the engine slot, we'll see we have an option for transmission select. And here we can put in any transmission from my packs and the main pack. So we can put in the Merlin transmission options, and what this will do is it'll get us all the options that have been available to the other motors in this one customization thing. So we even got the V12 one. We go to electric though, take a look at this. This will give us a option to put in the electric 1-gear transmission. I think we need to adjust our 1-gear ratio so it's a 1-to-1 so that we actually get ourselves some form of top speed, otherwise we top out at like 40 miles an hour. So it's a 1-gear tune. Now we top out at about 80. With this much power and that little gearing, it's kind of undrivable, but there you go. You can put in any transmission you like. You'll probably also notice that with the drag supercharger, it actually increases the idle by so much it doesn't even sound like the regular CRD anymore. One thing I don't think I showed off yet is that the RPM limit has been raised from 9,000 to 9,500 RPM. I think the Blaze motor can still get higher at 10,000, but I chose to leave it at 9,500 to give the Blaze motor some uniqueness. There we go, now we can push about 98, 100 miles an hour with the 1-gear tune. It's all just options to give you some new customization pieces. So, that's about that. And then here, you can see, that's where you put on the headers, because if you have the turbos on, it takes away the header slot, so I had to put the headers onto the intake for it to work. Let's go back to a normal supercharger here for a minute. And if we take a look here, you can see we have the stock blower scoop, and that's the air filter, but we can change that blower scoop for the triple carb setup from the Ford 572 big block. So now, if we take a look here, you can see got a little bit more going on top of this motor here. Gives us pretty big bump in power. So you got basically everything going for you with this motor. It can do anything. It can get any transmission. It can get any intake. It can rev higher. And yeah. This is what I've been wanting to do for a while, but it took a long time for me to figure out the game slot functions and features and stuff like that. After I did the Ford 572 though, I kind of figured everything out. So now that's why you can see you can put on anything onto this motor and make it truly your own. No two setups will be the same if you configure it how you like, and that's what I like about it. Still on the 1 gear tune. I kind of forgot about that. Let's show off another thing you can do with this transmission. If we go to diesel transmission, this is what we can do. We can actually give ourselves the 3 speed from the diesel. Now we got 3 gears. Gears are a little bit longer, so you won't need a shift as often. But 3rd gear can take you to pretty stupid speeds from standard. Of course, you can't adjust all the gear ratios and stuff from before as you could always. 3rd gear looks like it takes you to about 180 miles an hour if you wanted to. At least from standard. You could tune this out so you could top out at 100. Like how I'm pretty sure I normally do that for the diesel tunes. Yep, this has been my life. I'm gonna continue revamping some stuff. There's some stuff with front engines, for example, that could use some revamps. For example, the front engines uses the old naming for adding plus halo to the end of CRD custom chassis and CRD 3 custom chassis. They don't need that anymore. I need to fix that up. There is one final thing I can show with this setup though. If we go to tires, I've added something cool. I've added high pressure BKT tires, both regular and 3rd gen. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to pump that tire pressure way past normal. Normal max PSI is 15, but if we scroll down here, we'll be able to see 16, there's 25, there's 30, that's right, we can go all the way up to 40 PSI. Now this gets you a very bouncy setup, but with the way Beam's physics are, another thing you can do with this is get absolutely stupid air. We just completely clear the center stack and bounce over a bus stack. So you would use this kind of setup for an encore stunt. Not really usable for regular driving. But I remember some people missed how the tires felt before. So I wanted to give that feeling back. And then push it to the extreme. Yeah, not really drivable, especially not in the mud. There's no grip. You can see you literally bounce off of ramps, and that's what gives you such high air. They're a little bit wobbly. The original CRD 1.17 update was held back because we were trying to get it so that the wheels wouldn't wobble. And we ended up fixing that by actually reducing the PSI. Not visually. Visually it still shows 15 PSI, but I think it was actually dialed down to be 11 PSI max. So running like really high tire pressures. We'll bring back like the wobbles, but it's purely for those who just want to do a full send it jump. It's not intended to replace like the regular BKTs or anything like that. It's purely a stunt truck kind of thing. And that will do it from me today. If you all enjoyed this little video for all the updates I've been working on, this should be done pretty soon, as soon as I'm done revamping my front engines to have proper naming and tune some stuff like the flags bouncing with the Escalade flags. Still need to do that. But I've added everything I wanted to add for a while, so I think it's ready for fine-tuning and then release. I don't know when that'll be. I hate giving dates, so I'll just say before the year 3000. There we go. Goodbye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.